The Center for Building Knowledge is a 20-plus-year-old research center within NJIT, affiliated with the School of Architecture. We have a number of different areas of focus: housing and community development, energy efficiency, supportive environments, and we also host to the Developmental Disabilities Planning Institute, which has been, I think, here for 10 years at least, anyway, maybe longer, and we still support it. One of the areas that the center has gotten increasingly involved with over the last 3 years has been in online training and in online resource provision, and also support and social forums is the direction we're moving in now. The project that we're here to kick off today with all of you is tentatively titled DD Connect, and the goal of the project is actually to create a web-based resource for families and caregivers and people involved with developmental disabilities in the state of New Jersey to help them not only have access to resources that can help them, but more importantly, to provide a platform across which they can communicate with each other. The purpose of this project is really to help provide a mechanism for people to self-support and support each other across this platform. So one of the ways we wanted to kick that off and build interest in the site and in the ability of all of you and your colleagues to talk to each other was to have a series of forums where we could address specific issues of interest to your community and use those as a resource that you can access across the site, but also to begin to spark discussions about the issues that are brought up during the forum as a means to start talking to each other. This project has been supported by the New Jersey Council on Developmental Disabilities, for which we're very grateful. We will have 2 more forums like this as part of the project, but again, the key is going to be the website, which we hope will launch sometime later in the summer. Under DD, right now it's under ddconnect.org. And we'll let all of you know, you're all on our list now, unfortunately for all of you, and we will let you know as soon as that's operational. Again, it's the first of 3 panels. I think we're going to just go ahead and get started, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce Dawn Apgar, the Deputy Commissioner of the New Jersey Department of Human Services. Dawn.
Thank you so much. I first want to thank you all for coming to this forum. I think I'm overwhelmed by the response. I think we sold out in about 2 days, and we could have filled a room about 5 times this size. But as Deane said, really the genesis of this is to tape and to make this accessible to the thousands of families and individuals with developmental disabilities. I actually think today is extremely exciting and significant as it represents a true collaboration in multiple ways. First, the forum wouldn't have been possible without a variety of public entities working together. And while partnership is often a goal, it isn't always realized. And unfortunately, as you know, we see silos which serve to barriers to innovation. And today is really about working together to make change and to make changes in the way that we view housing, which is an extremely important statewide need. So as Deane said, one of the key partners in this collaboration is the New Jersey Council on Developmental Disabilities, and I want to acknowledge them in their funding of the forum. I also want to thank the Center for Building Knowledge. As some of you know, I spent 14 years here, so when we talk about housing, this is a little bit like coming home for me, and I want to thank them for bringing their expertise to this panel and taping it and making it available to people in very new ways. I'm also extremely proud that the Department of Human Services Division of Developmental Disabilities has played a small part in organizing this event. And we're working very hard to enhance cooperation across state departments. And a good example of this partnership is, some of you may have seen recently in the paper, a joint initiative that we're doing with the Department of Consumer Affairs to literally, and partnering with municipalities to literally build hundreds of homes for individuals with developmental disabilities. Some of you may, and I know I see a lot of familiar faces and some that I don't know, but some of you may have gone to our stakeholder forums, and you may know that our tagline is moving forward as one, partnership, progress through partnership. And that's really our vision for the future. And today embodies that goal of true collaboration and partnership, because the panelists that you see before you have really used their creativity and their talents to pull together resources and supports in very new and different ways. They weren't limited by the housing models that they saw out there, and they forced collaboration between public and private entities to create solutions that best met individuals' needs. And these innovations were only limited by the dreams and the desires of those who created them. They weren't limited by what was available or what they had seen in the past. Each of the panelists had their very own ideas about what was best for their families or for their communities, and they set out to work to realize them in their own unique ways. I have to say that the foresight of the families and the other housing experts have challenged us at times as state officials to try to figure out how to support these approaches in a system that has a lot of controls, has a lot of regulations, and has a lot of processes. But we have been and are continually challenged to develop policies which not only allow housing and support choice, but that actually promote it. So I'm thrilled that you're all with us today as we continue to look to expand housing types and opportunities for people with developmental disabilities in New Jersey. And I know that this forum represents another important step towards advancing this aim. So I now have the honor of introducing someone at the Division of Developmental Disabilities who is really essential and providing valuable leadership in housing and community development, Lynn Kovich. Lynn is the Director of Housing and a member of the senior management team at DDD, and really a proven expert in getting things done. So I'd like to welcome Lynn, and she's going to serve as the moderator for today's panel. Lynn?